What if I told you the day she walked away wasn't the end? It was the beginning. The day she left was the day you were finally set free. You thought you lost everything. Her love, her loyalty, the future you built in your mind like a castle in the clouds. But what you really lost was the illusion. See, heartbreak doesn't just break you. It reveals you. When she walked out, she didn't just leave a gap in your bed. She exposed the void in your soul, a void you'd been filling with her validation, her attention, her presence. Now, you're standing in that void, alone, raw, unfiltered. But guess what? That silence you hear, that ache in your chest, that's not the end. That's the beginning of transformation. Not in the comfort, not in the closure you'll never get, not in chasing her shadow. It begins right here, in the pain, in the discomfort, in the brutal clarity of truth. She didn't destroy you. She revealed you. She freed the version of you that had been sleeping. This is not about her anymore. This is about you, the man who rises, the man who rebuilds, the man who chooses self-respect over second chances. Because when you finally stop begging the past to come back, when you stop replaying old memories like they'll rewrite themselves, you make space for something new. You make space for you. So if you're done begging the past to come back, if you're done living in memories, then buckle up. Because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why her leaving was the best thing that ever happened to you. You will undoubtedly become this irresistible, unstoppable, and courageous man. You will become the true He Tiger. If you are ready to begin this transformation journey, type "I make space for something new" in the comments section. Click like and turn on the notification bell. Okay, let's dive right into it. Number 1. Stop chasing ghosts. When she left, she didn't just walk away from you. She walked away from your loyalty, from your discipline, from your version of forever the future you carried quietly, consistently. She was ghost. And you? You stood there in the wreckage, chasing shadows, chasing the idea of her, not the woman she really was, the version of her that whispered security but delivered storms, the one who said, "You're the only one," while entertaining options, the one who smiled in your arms but detached in her actions. Her absence didn't hurt because you lost a soulmate. It hurt because you lost the illusion. You finally saw her with clear eyes. The sudden mood swings, the emotional whiplash, the sweet words followed by cold silence. It wasn't love, it was emotional warfare, dressed up as romance. And when she vanished, it forced you to stop chasing the dream and start confronting the reality. She didn't change overnight, she just stopped pretending. And you? You finally stopped lying to yourself. Because, as Marcus Aurelius will tell you, healing doesn't come from rewriting the past. It comes from confronting it, owning it, letting it shatter your delusions so something real can rise. You stopped running after someone who was always running from herself. She couldn't meet you where you stood because she hadn't even met herself yet. And when that realization hit, you didn't collapse. You got still, you got quiet, and in that silence, your power started coming back. Not loud, not boastful, but steady, like a man remembering who he is. If you feel ready to rise again, type "I know who I am" in the comments section. Click like and turn on the notification bell. Number 2. Turn pain into power. Yeah, you've heard it before. Pain is a teacher. But let's be honest, most men don't study the lesson. They numb, they scroll, they drink it away. They jump into beds with strangers just to feel something that resembles connection. But you did what few have the courage to do. You faced it. You sat with it at 2 a.m. You let it choke you. You let it burn. And then you picked up that pain and you built something with it. You got back in the gym not for revenge, but for resurrection. You found your discipline again. Not because she left, but because you remembered you never needed her to be whole. You stopped breaking yourself trying to be enough for someone who never even saw your value. And you finally asked the right question. Not, why did she leave? But, what did this break me open to become? That wasn't a breakdown. That was a breakthrough. She thought she ended your story. But she just turned the page. Now you're writing a different chapter, one without begging, one without bargaining, one where you are the prize, not the pursuer. And that shift in mindset, that's where the healing began. That's where the man began. This is what most men miss. They try to heal in noise, in rebound relationships, in loud distractions. But the real healing happens in the rebuild, in the quiet discipline, in the early mornings, in the cold showers, in the reps no one claps for, in the books you read while others escape, in the solitude where you find strength that doesn't need to be seen. This isn't just pain. It's pressure, and pressure either crushes a weak man or forges something indestructible. Let them talk. Let her wonder. You don't need to post your progress. You are the progress. Because now you understand, healing is not forgetting her. Healing is remembering yourself. She was the fire, but you were the forge. She was the spark, but you're the steel that came out of the flames. You didn't lose her. You lost the man who needed her to feel whole. And now, that man is gone. In his place stands someone unshakable, silent, stoic, sure, not chasing, not proving, just becoming. Because this is the part where you stop surviving and start building. The real story doesn't begin when she left. It begins now, right here, with you, reborn. If you're ready to change your story, type "I will start rebuilding today" in the comments section. Click like and turn on the notification bell. Number 3, reclaim your true identity. Let's be real. When you're in a relationship with the wrong woman, you don't lose yourself all at once. You lose yourself slowly, silently, one compromise at a time. Your priorities shift. Your purpose dulls. Your edges soften not from kindness, but from the fear of conflict. You tell yourself you're being patient, you're being understanding. But in truth, you're bending until you break. You silence your needs to keep the peace. You accept disrespect and label it maturity. You watch your boundaries blur into thin air and you let it happen. Because you think that's what love requires. But here's the truth. Love doesn't ask you to shrink. It doesn't demand you abandon yourself. And the day she walked away, you were left standing there, exposed, alone, broken, but also free. Free to reclaim your edge, your fire, your voice. Not the version of you she tolerated. Not the version you diluted to make her feel secure, but the real you, unfiltered, unapologetic, unshakable. This is where it starts. Not with revenge, not with rebounds, but with remembrance. You remembered who the hell you are, the man with standards, the man with presence, the man who doesn't apologize for having a spine. Because this isn't about becoming better for her. That chapter is over. This is about becoming solid for yourself. You stopped seeking validation from broken mirrors. You stopped explaining your worth to people committed to misunderstanding you. And you started walking like a man who no longer needs permission to exist in his power. Your confidence no longer comes from attention. It comes from alignment with your values, with your mission, with your truth. You're no longer available for chaos. You're no longer addicting yourself to emotional highs and lows. You're grounded now, rooted, focused. If you're no longer available for chaos, type "I am focused" in the comments section. Click like and turn on the notification bell. Number 4. See the game more clearly. Let's call it what it is. She didn't leave because you were too boring. She didn't leave because you lacked ambition. She left because you didn't need her drama to feel alive. You were too steady, too emotionally sober, too much of a mirror. She couldn't play power games with a man who refused to play. She couldn't manipulate a man who stood still while she spun stories. You didn't react when she pulled away. You didn't beg when she tested your worth. You didn't chase when she tried to provoke jealousy. And that's when the mask dropped. For the first time, you saw her not the version you loved, but the version she was. It wasn't about connection. It was about control. It wasn't intimacy. It was performance. She didn't want a man. She wanted attention. A man demands accountability. Attention just applauds the performance. And you were done performing, done auditioning, done renting out your soul for crumbs. You finally understood. Her chaos wasn't passion. Her coldness wasn't strength. And your silence wasn't weakness. It was wisdom. You used to take her confusion personally. Now you see it was never about you. She was fighting a war inside herself, and you were collateral damage. But not anymore. You stopped participating. You stopped bleeding for someone who wouldn't bandage her own wounds. And when you did that, you reclaimed your soul. Now, you walk different, talk different, think different, because you're no longer driven by insecurity. You're guided by clarity. Clarity that says, you don't chase, you don't beg, you build. You don't play games. You set standards. And when you walk away, you don't look back, because you know exactly what you left behind. A role you no longer play, in a story that no longer serves you, with a woman who never truly saw you. And that is power. If you feel different now, type "I have power" in the comments section. Click like and turn on the notification bell. Number 5. You build in silence. You don't announce your comeback. You don't run to Instagram for sympathy. You don't post sad quotes hoping she'd notice. You just vanish. Quietly, completely, deliberately. While she chases attention, you chases purpose. While she posts stories to look unbothered, you turn off your phone and look in the mirror. While she plays games with new faces, you play chess with your old self. While she scrolls, you sculpt your body, your mindset, your boundaries. And now, everything's changed. Your body, sharper. Your presence, heavier. Your energy, impossible to fake. You became colder, not cruel, just clear. You became sharper, not bitter, just disciplined. You became focused, not on her, but on you, on your goals, on your values, on your peace. This isn't a glow-up. It's a resurrection. You don't upgrade to prove a point. You upgrade because you finally realized you were the point all along. This is the exact reason why her leaving wasn't a tragedy. It was a trigger. It wasn't the end. It was the ignition. She didn't walk away from someone she outgrew. She walked away from someone who refused to shrink, and in doing so, she activated something she never saw coming. A man she can't reach anymore. Not because you're hiding, but because you've elevated. You're not reactive. You're not emotional bait. You're not clinging to something that already let go. You're beyond it. And the silence you carry now, that's not emptiness. That's presence. That's power. That's the space where real men are forged. You're not watching her anymore. You're too busy building the man you were always meant to be, before the compromise, before the confusion, before you traded clarity for connection. She's not your focus. Your future is. Your mission is. The kingdom you're building silently now will be the legacy she scrolls through someday, wondering how she let you slip. So if you're still hurting, good. It means your heart was real. It means you cared. But now, it's time to care about yourself harder than you ever cared for her. It's time to pour that love inward, to fuel your mission, to feed your discipline, to honor your evolution. Let her scroll. Let her wonder. Let her regret. That's not your concern anymore. You don't need her attention. You've earned your own respect. Because here's the truth, you were never broken. You were becoming. She just left in the middle of your metamorphosis. And she didn't lose you when she walked away. She lost you the moment you stopped begging. She lost you the moment you stopped breaking. She lost you the moment you finally looked in the mirror and said, I remember who I am now. And from that moment on, she no longer had access to the man you became. So don't look back. Don't reach out. Don't shrink. She left. You leveled up. And now? The only thing left to do is rise. Not to prove her wrong, but to prove to yourself that this version of you is permanent. Stay focused. Stay diligent. Stay true. You're surely on the right path to becoming the true He Tiger you were meant to be. If this video gave you nourishment, power, and motivation to become a better, courageous, and focused man, please subscribe, like, and share. In my next video, I share even more powerful ideas on how you can deal with betrayal, breakups, and relationship disappointments.